first 100 days of a new year with a new administration, and in the middle of a pandemic, small businesses are really looking for three things: access, clarity, and opportunity. Access, most importantly, access to capital. Businesses have certainly benefited from PPP, from EIDL, from other local programs funded through the CARES Act, and as well as local charitable efforts and the business community coming together and helping out. But access to capital has always been an issue for small businesses. While there's certainly programs out there that have made that easier and have made it more accessible, especially for newer businesses that just opened when the pandemic started, it has certainly been even more difficult. And as businesses are losing revenue currently, getting traditional capital from banks and other traditional lending institutions is going to be even more difficult in the months and years to come. So any efforts to be able to expand access to capital, encourage more responsible lending, and just expanding that pool is going to do wonders for helping businesses come out of this and be able to sustain the successes that they have managed to maintain during this pandemic. Additionally, as we've seen over the last year, and even prior to that, the idea of equitable access in many aspects of our lives has certainly become at the forefront of a discussion, and access to capital certainly falls into one of those categories. Business owners, depending on their racial or economic background or ethnic background, face higher barriers to entry to get capital than others. So the idea, while there are certainly institutions that make it, certainly focus on minority demographics, on disadvantaged demographics, there needs to be more of a push for all lenders, for all banks to be focusing on that. Whether it's promoting minority-owned institutions, whether it's increasing the focus and funding for CDFIs, whether it's again providing whatever form of encouragement for traditional banks to open up their lending, and prevent traditional discriminatory practices, whatever those systemic issues may be, to be able to open those avenues up for all business owners to be able to have the same access to capital, because that access is going to be what determines which businesses are able to succeed and which businesses are able to continue on. Certainly innovation, certainly many other things can help businesses succeed, but businesses have been doing that for the last year, and they need to be able to know that they have some form of funding to continue on and be able to do the things they need to do to get to that next level. And additionally, continuing that conversation, the idea of entrepreneurship as a form of social justice or social equity, as Americans look to their next opportunity, whether that's looking for a new job coming off of unemployment, whether they're currently employed and looking for a new avenue to be able to sustain their families, to be able to survive, to be able to put food on the table. Entrepreneurship is going to be that avenue for some folks to be able to do that. So being able to work with those underserved and historically disadvantaged communities to be able to promote entrepreneurship as a way to success. For again, whether it's they can't make a living wage, or whether whatever it is, that entrepreneurship is one of those ways that everybody can have some form of success. That again goes with the access to capital. As long as there's equitable access, then entrepreneurs can succeed. Additionally, small business owners need clarity. With a new administration, certainly there's a lot of questions. What's going to happen with minimum wage, taxes, healthcare, the regulatory environment, etc. Again, these measures may not get passed. Business owners, may have different feelings upon them, but it's important that there's discussion on what the goals of the administration are going to be, so business owners can plan. Certainly some are going to be more beneficial. Some are going to benefit employees more than benefit business owners. But again, all these measures could benefit everybody, and just knowing that they can plan for it will certainly be the way to do that. How will the different programs that have happened during the pandemic, PPP, EIDL, local grants, etc., how is that going to affect taxes for business owners? That has been certainly an issue that needs additional clarity. How is it going to affect their debt going forward? Knowing what their liability is going to be. Certainly the stimulus bills, the CARES Act, and the act at the end of the year were certainly meant to be able to get money out there. But it also left a lot of questions unanswered. So being able to have the answers to those questions is going to be absolutely crucial. Additionally, what is going to be the vaccine policy, for employees and employers? Are employers going to have a vaccinated staff to be able to fully reopen and get back to normal? Are employers going to even be able to require employees to get vaccinations? Getting further clarification on that. I know it started to come out, but again, more formal policy on that will certainly be helpful. Again, just as a matter of clarity. And lastly, business owners need opportunity. It's been a dim light for business owners. They've been able to make do. They've been able to keep their doors open, be able to keep their employees employed. But in these difficult times, it certainly is when innovation happens. So what understanding what the administration is going to promote in terms of looking for innovative ideas, what in terms of economic development, what role is government going to play in helping businesses sustain and grow and prosper. And as we get back to normal, what are going to be the priorities for small business? Again, beyond the policies from before of healthcare and minimum wage, where's the role for government in helping business succeed, helping spur entrepreneurship, helping spur innovation? Because again, what is going to be that new normal? What are things that are going that we took for granted before that we're going to have to find innovative ways to do now? And understanding where that push is going to be with the different agencies in government, what pieces are going to take priority. Business owners are looking forward to getting back to being profitable, being sustainable, getting their doors open, and hiring and growing the economy, getting back to where we were and getting back better than we were before.